Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bite Size Genealogy. Today, we are talking about browse feature in Ancestry.com. So I just wanted to show you this because sometimes people forget that this exists, and I do think it's important to remember all the little features that we have available to us, especially if we're stuck. This can really come in handy. So looking at this, I wanted to find Jonathan Smith. And the most important thing about using the browse feature is you want to do it when you're out of luck and you know a name and you know a time and you know a place. So you can go to a source and say, I think he was there at this time because other evidence is showing me he was there, but I can't find him. So, for example, in this case, we're looking for Jonathan Smith. And I think he's in Brattleboro, Vermont in 1790. And I'm hoping I can find him, but I'm coming up empty. So if I just go to census and voter lists, I'm saying, okay, I think he was born about 1760. I put the information in, and then I'm looking for him in Brattleboro, Vermont. Now I see other options like 1820 comes up right away. I'm seeing he's in Halifax. That may or may not be him. It's a very common name. So on the left-hand side, I can narrow down to the 1790s and say, okay, no, I'm looking for Jonathan Smith in 1790 in Brattleboro, Vermont. Again, I'm getting Bennington and Ennisboro. I'm not getting a lot for Brattleboro. This is when I would try to narrow in my focus and go and browse. Instead, I'm going to go to the census and voter list, and I want to look at the 1790 census of Brattleboro. So I'll click the U.S. Federal Census Collection, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select that. I want to look in 1790. I know his children are born in Brattleboro around this time. On the right-hand side, I can see this feature that says browse this collection. That's what I want. I'm going to go to Vermont. I'm going to choose the county, which is Windham, I believe. And then we're going to hit Brattleboro. This is just going to bring me into the census. It's not using an index. So I'm just going to look at it. A lot of the 1790 in census records were like listed almost alphabetically. You can see this one goes off a little bit, but is mostly alphabetical. So here I am in Brattleboro, and I'm looking. Here's the F's, and you can see it's only 2 pages long, one of two. And so I'm going to also flip to the next page because I think the Smiths will be over here more likely. And I'm seeing Scoville's over here. And if I come down here, and I believe it was on this side, but I could be wrong. We can look again. I'm seeing this. So I didn't use the shorthand for Jonathan. I just put in Jonathan Smith. Now I could remember next time to do multiple different keywords for Jonathan. But by browsing, I bring myself here. I'm looking at the very small village that makes up Brattleboro at this time. And yes, he's enumerated here. And right now, he doesn't really have a lot of children. So I can match these up to see if these would be the ages of the people in his household, the ones that had been born. And I guarantee it is probably going to match exactly. So that's one way a browse feature is going to help you. And so just to remind you, we'll just go look at the city directories too. I love browsing city directories because a city directory not only has people listed by street and last name, but they also have business directories. They also have ads. So sometimes the keyword searches aren't going to pick up all the beauty that is the city directory. The fastest way to get to the city directories, go into search catalog and go by record count. It's one of the top ones usually. You could always say city directories, but usually it's around here up toward the top. We're seeing private member trees, US city directories. Okay. And we're going to click in there and we'll just go ahead and let's choose a random one. Let's go choose Maine and let's choose Elliott. It's such a cute town, 1905. All right, we're looking at the Elliott, Maine city directory. I love these because it's just a book. And I like maybe because I'm used to researching in that way, going through a book. But typically speaking, I could definitely search a name and it might bring up a page of the city directory, but it would be a good skill to look through the entire thing for the town of Elliott. One, I might find the people in these wonderful ads. Like if I were looking for a particular person that owned a business, I might see them in an ad. If I only look via index, I may only find them in their alphabetical listing. Another thing that I love is that it will also give you some context for the town, who's placing ads, what's happening with the economy. That can give you information, not about your direct ancestor, but about where they lived, which is important. I'm seeing a neat little page over here on 149. It's showing some of the main buildings in the town. That's great. You start to see the village of Elliott, Maine back in the day. Just some really cool features because the city directory is trying to give you a little bit of information. Here's a little public library, adorable. And then, of course, you also do have things that are split up. Like toward the end, it's not going to be by name, alphabetical by name. It will be showing you things like the Independent Order of the Oddfellows, the different societies. It will also often say, like, here are all the tailors, here are all the, here, let's pop over to the left here and see if we can see some of that. The churches, right? Here's the mayor, the points of interest. A city directory is chock full of information and often overlooked. So, here's a great thing too. So sometimes you'll see, Mrs. Fallon, you can see her in the alphabetical listing where she lives, where she boards, but then you also might see her in the dressmaking section if you're doing this and taking the time to browse around. So just remember that you can look in these. These are documents that are in a database, and it's usually not one page. And I know sometimes when we're in Ancestry, we grab the hint and it throws it into our tree, and that's great. It's great to have that. But if you're doing some digging and you want to learn a little bit more about the time and the place, going in a little bit deeper, browsing some of the collections to see what the neighbors are doing, what's happening around. This is a great way to do it. It just gives you time to take a look slowly, not just grab that one thing that's going to make the case and get that rich history of the place. So when you browse, basically you want to just remember a good time to browse would be, the name of the person, where they lived. You have a good hunch about like their exact location and also the time that they were there. Then you can narrow in and say, I'm going to go browse the documents that are available for that time and place and see what I can find. So good luck with that. I hope it helps you, and I'll catch you next time.